Good evening, everyone. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge seekers, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Hirani Sapta Choudhury and I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP, a non-profit organization, is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In 3 years, we already served 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus professions and 4,500 organizations. Institute of Global Professionals (IGP) and ISO 9001:2015 and 10002:2018 is the training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners with respective campus location and distance learning platforms. We are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's part of our human rights based on our vision. And we're trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling tips. On the other side, we also trying to serve more than 100 premium services for free like create own portfolio website, region builder, cover letter, motivational letter, and world knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can update all day. Kids learning game websites, free courses, convert research sites, and many, many more. We have been empowered youth to learn, meet their expectations and dreams, and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we arranged with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extend free services to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in the last 2 years. We have information with universities and organizations in 70 different countries. Virtual MOOC signing with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all knowledge seekers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is a crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learners we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with a professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friends in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,190 webinars successfully. Oh, at present, we are going to start our 1191 and our program name is in Learning, Teaching and Learning and Contemporary Education System. And our today's speaker name is Dr. Shobhak Ganguly and he is from India. Before I hand over the stage to our sir, I want to share a very little about our speaker. He is assistant professor from Department of Electrical and Instrumentation Engineering, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Uh,
Okay, sir. Sir, on behalf of IGP Knowledge Seekers, wants to hear from you about you, sir.
okay, fine. You can put my slide and then we can go in
Okay,
for the
okay, sir.
presentation. Uh, Thank you and welcome once again to the platform of IGP. And we welcome all the participants, saying them good morning, good evening, good afternoon to whichever part of the world you are. So I'll be sharing my presentation today on e-learning, teaching and learning in contemporary education system. So basically, I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Electrical and Instrumentation Engineering at Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology at Patiala, India. So I'll be taking through in the next 1.5 hours through the journey of the post-COVID situation that we are facing, and the use of digital based learning, and with the use of e-learning techniques and content, e-content, and all those stuff. So, what impacts it has got in the teaching and learning in our education system, and mainly I'll focus on the higher education part. So, before we move on, let me introduce the topic first of all, and we will take you through some interesting slides, and hope that in the next 1.5 hours you'll enjoy my session. So, basically, what evolved out of e-learning, it is basically a building block for your societies to gain knowledge, and a use of electronic education technology in learning and teaching platform. So basically making use of the electronic technology, say for example we are delivering lecture right at this point of time through some e-platform, right? So it is basically the use of electronic media, electronic technologies, the use of internet, and of course to access some curriculum. So basically, we are seeking some knowledge. We are sharing from my side, it is sharing of knowledge and information. And from your side, it's a communication or beyond your traditional classrooms, what we can exactly learn from this education system. So basically a learning curve, but with the use of information technology, with the use of electronic media, and when we are accessing the curriculum, or when we are going also beyond our traditional classroom, that is what we mean by e-learning. So basically, what we learn through our YouTubes or some blogs, or some ebooks, whatever content you are talking about these days, mostly our students beyond the post-COVID times have become accustomed and become used to such situations that Every time we enter into a traditional classroom or conventional classroom, they require or they put a demand of learning through some different way. So this is really a challenge for higher education system, for the teachers, for the educators, for the instructors as well, to get prepared and deliver some quality content and engage them actively in their classrooms through some assignments, through some quizzes, through think, pair, and share activities. All those activities will be there. And of course, we have to devise at every point of time, we need to devise some new means by virtue of which the learning can be interesting, as well as it will involve the electronic media, the use of electronic media, or the use of electronic technologies in the process. So this is a basic definition of use of modern methods or use of techniques of communication, including computer and its networks, where we make use of various audiovisual materials as well. Some search engines, definitely we can Google it. Nowadays, we are using Chat GPT for learning the things, for putting our inquiry and how well they are answering to our queries, and use of electronic libraries and websites where some journal materials, some books may be stored. And digital library, we are talking about digital library, making a repository for all the ebooks, for a repository of most of the journals these days. They are coming up with e-journals or uh, electronic mode rather than the hard copy of the journals being published. So they are side by side doing operations in the electronic mode as well. So when we are not sitting in a traditional classroom, or where we are learning from a particular distance, so distance education, e-learning, all these will be part of the parcel of the education system with some mode of communication through some electronic media. So how you can engage your students remotely sitting at a particular distance, and how can you can involve or check also their learning procedure. So how well they learn or how well they deliver, that is most important. So, of course, learning is self paced now at this juncture, and how we can involve actively our students to learn from a distance, to have interaction with us, to have some discussion sessions, some doubt clearing sessions with us. And with this, we propose to move on and gradually get involved with the process of e-learning at a large scale. So far, it was restricted only to few countries, but with the situation on the post-COVID situation, we had been using at times we had been using them as a new way of learning and teaching. So e-learning is has been very popular, and it's not restricted to learning or engaging a particular class or learning from a distance. It is also applicable for seminars. It is also applicable for symposiums. It is applicable for the different conferences being held virtually. So all those involve some sort of learning as well. So it is not only concentrated on some physical mode of learning or learning through some different electronic medias. In this particular part, we can also highlight that how the students these days they can learn from different course materials that are available on different platforms, like Coursera is one of them. We have in India some of the digital sites developed by IITs as NPTEL, and GAN courses are available, MOOC courses are available, which are very popular to the students online. So apart from that, you can also go for learning through YouTube, or take authentic materials from the YouTube, or download those materials from the YouTube and learn from them. For the students in arts, they go for blogs, blog posts, and all those things, and this is how they can learn. So basically, your e-learning, what we are talking about today, is being delivered through your internet, where the educational institution make some devise some programs or make some available materials for through a special website, so that the students can make use of them and they can interact with them with some uh, shared group or closed group or closed network, or through the internet, of course, through emailing them or through some online discussion sessions as well. So this is what we intend to say, and we have in our institute a learning management system. This is quite common these days, and this is quite common in different higher education institutes as well throughout the country or throughout the world. So, learning management system is a part and parcel of each education system, whether they are attending the classes offline. Still, it is a good way to communicate. We can share our PowerPoint presentations, we can share our notes, we can share our different books or any other materials that is relevant for a particular course. We can post some tutorials for the practice of the students. We can post through that medium. We can also post through some assignments or laboratory exercises that has to be delivered, some notifications for the quizzes to be held. Every information about the course can be delivered through the learning management system, or what we call as LMS in short form. So this is how it is connecting to the students who can be offline, who can be online. So learning can be self-paced, but at the same time, some notifications regarding submission of assignments, submission of laboratory exercises. Even we had posted earlier during the online days, we had posted some lab videos, perform the lab experiments, perform their videos, and we have posted them also in the LMS platform as well. So this is how the students can engage and learn, and they have already developed this. They are already habituated with learning those things from the videos, from the lectures, from the delivered talks, right? So the seminars they can attend. So whichever way they can attend virtually as well as beyond classroom hours, right? So this is how we can proceed with some of the areas which we think that we can make some inroads and to the higher education system. And of course, our contemporary higher education system is especially looking at these modes of communication through which the uh, gradually the student centric learning is being fulfilled through these different types of learning strategies and through e-learning environment as well. So once again, coming to the definition, it centers about a learning philosophy or a learning strategy or a learning technique through the presentation of some educational academic curricula through the help of any electronic media, through the use of internet, and making use of different multimedia tools as well, through compact discs as well, through satellites, and through some other new education technologies. So basically, it is a participation of the student and the teacher in the educational process, and through the interaction of different electronic media they achieve some specific educational objectives. So definitely they has to fulfill certain exam criteria, certain course learning outcomes, certain specific educational objectives pertaining to that particular program which they are undertaking. So of course it is making use of the electronic media, it is making use of the multimedia tools, it is making use of the internet, of course. And in the previous cases we used to have only hard copies of the books. Now we are also getting the compact disc along with the hard copy of the books to make the interaction or make the learning process more interactive. So this is how it is working, and some of the e-learning techniques we are going to discuss, and we are going to learn its advantages, and we will also at certain point of time discuss about the chat GPT, which remarkable things have come up in recent times as well. So how it evolved? basically there was a time when we graduated in the year 2002. There was a scenario that we were passing through the age of floppy disk. We were passing through the age of compact disk. Later on it came. So you can, those who are of my age group, or those who have graduated in between 2000 to 2005, they have all gone through the parts related to learning or storing their curriculum, their reference materials through compact discs or even floppy disks as well. So we used to see the storage capacity. We used to load certain Word files or PDF files, how difficult it was. And in fact, it lacked some interaction between the student and the material and the teacher. So, of course, if there is a floppy disk or there is a compact disk given to, and you are asked or you are advised to learn, sometimes a floppy disk does not open. The compact disk can have a chance of not opening up in any hard disk files. There may be some corruption in the files as well. So several chances there were virus attacks as well. So of course this led to the lack of interaction. Of course, how if I give you the compact disk today, how you can learn without interacting with a teacher? Of course not. So of course you need to interact. You need to put up some questions. You can uh, so of course when we are going through certain materials, the material must also contain some electronic materials. When we are communicating with the students, they must have some interactive sessions in between. Otherwise, how will a student develop to learn certain things? So with some motivation for internet, and we have seen that over past few years we had been getting internet connection at a very cheap price in India, and of course, which justifies also the adoption of e-learning, and which can fulfill the doubts of the students, or the interactions, or the online discussion sessions, or the doubt clearing sessions can be cleared absolutely to the students, or the some participation from the students also through the Google Classroom, through Google Meet, or even Zoom. I used to remember that we had some Zoom sessions or Google Meet sessions during the pandemic times, where we used to discuss with the students regarding some research work or something of that sort. So this can also be activated, not only restricted to research, but also it can be activated for the teaching learning purpose as well. We used to have the first thing that happened when we had a lockdown for almost three and a half months. We are facing a problem that how to immediately shift from the offline mode to the online mode directly. Students were not responsive. There were some casualties in their home. All those things we have experienced, and we are in a position right now to support the students in case there is a problem. But students has to be also participative in the learning process as well. Unless and until he or she is not participative enough, so definitely it will be not a good exposure for them as well. So of course, still we feel that traditional classrooms are the best option, and with traditional classroom philosophy, we can uh, still go on, but at the same time we can keep some information for the students, so that they can put a platform, in a particular platform, if we can post certain old question papers, certain old quiz papers, some assignments, some tutorial practice sessions, some works to do for the students, some practices with respect to the laboratory exercises, something of that sort. So these type of way of teaching will perhaps make the interaction between a teacher and a student much more effective, and it will facilitate the learning curve of the student as well. So basically, we are trying to make a transformation in the process of education from the stage of rote learning and to a stage where it will be characterized by creativity. So the interaction and the development of skills of the students are our top priority, for which we can come out with the different modules of e-learning, with the different propositions or different learning techniques that we use in order to develop the higher order thinking skills on the part of the students. So uh, this a teacher can only invent for a particular class, for a particular group, for a particular student group, right? And based on which what skills are they expected to learn, the learning outcome must be known, what are the takeaways from the class, and depending on which whether the student is responsive enough, whether the student is participative enough to engage in this active learning process, that is also equally important. So a student definitely accesses all the educational materials at any point of time, at any place, and thereby helping to develop the concepts that will uh, evolve out, or that will educate him on a particular subject or a particular course, or that is develop his learning skills to go beyond certain limit and come out of the traditional classrooms into an environment where he or she will learn, and there will be numerous sources of learning. So say for example, if I am teaching a particular course X, Y, Z subjects which I am teaching, we have n number of courses these days, n number of learning materials being available. They are available either in YouTube, they are available, say textbooks are plenty in number. They can take hold of any of the standard textbooks, preferably of a renowned author, preferably, but not necessarily, but uh, definitely he or she must be making use of a good e-content. Uh, some class notes can be provided, some handouts can be provided to the students, and how the students are practicing those things. They are sitting in the library, they're engaging themselves in some group activities, they are having group study, they are having different ways by virtue of which ultimately it's a student learning that is most important in this learning philosophy. Because students teachers will deliver at a particular level, at a particular standard, but how well the students get adapted to that particular learning philosophy, that is most important. So with this we can understand how we have come up with the evolution of the e-learning method and the e-learning technique as well. So there can be several types of programs of e-learning activities. It can involve some experts, subject experts in that particular field. Some ministries may be involved, some corporations or organizations are involved, and they will be giving a technical support to our education system. So there are different platforms, different persons involved to make a successful e-learning process. Of course, we should have an adequate internet connectivity. Some discussion groups, I think we can name over here that Zoom had created some activity which can be performed in some breakout rooms, and that can be accessed very easily, and we used to have it in our previous offline online lecture delivery, or in some online tutorials. We used to put the students in 4 or 5 students in a particular group in a breakout room, and we used to make 4 or 5 breakout rooms and give them separate problems, and then they used to have some discussions, and we can enter any of the rooms and understand that what they are actually discussing, whether there is something wrong, whether they have some queries in between. So that can be sorted out, and after that, when they come back from the breakout room, we can have them, after their brainstorming is done, we can have some discussions on the concepts that they have learned from their peers. So peer learning is also an important asset, which thought that we should discuss over here, that students learn better from their friends rather than their teachers, because mostly you'll find that teachers had reached a particular level of learning. So of course their delivery at certain point of time, at certain age, may be a constant delivery pattern that may not change sometimes. But as a teacher, we should also learn that we have to get to the level of the students. It's not that the student who is getting 80% marks, a student teacher should be credited if he gets 90, but rather a student who is performing very badly, if you can get elevate him or her to a certain level, to say 60% or 70%, this is the satisfaction of a teacher. So, of course, we must understand the teaching philosophy as well, how interesting we can make our content, so that they wish to learn, they feel eager to learn, and they should also have the keenness to learn as well. So how well they connect, to a particular course, how they're interested to learn, how they are keen to learn, that is also an equally important and challenging issue as well. If the students are reluctant to learn, definitely it's a problematic scenario also for the teacher as well. So that initiating the activity of evolution of e-learning, so where some mechanisms are employed, some internet or some discussion sessions, some emailing students, some creation of WhatsApp group, and making them interact through different ways, because you cannot say that today, in today's life, we will not use WhatsApp and we will not entertain students in WhatsApp. This is not possible. Absolutely, the students will definitely come up and raise their doubts through their WhatsApp as well. So you have to be connected every time the students has doubt. So of course we understand, we do follow that, we still believe that students will be keen to learn and will be accessing the different methodologies, will be accessing the different e-materials, the different facilities that are available in the campus, and make use of the library facilities, making use of the e-books, making use of the different reference materials that they are provided, some technical handouts that they are provided with, to make successful implementation of different projects, or deliver different skills that subject to fulfillment of certain learning outcomes as well. So we talk about education and e-learning in this particular slide. So basically, the world has witnessed some dramatic changes in the way it has gone through in the last few years. So of course, and the way the people across the world live, the way the people play, they get themselves entertained, that have changed drastically the system and the learning procedure as well. So we also have noticed a rapid change or a fast change taking place in the education sector as well, irrespective of different demographies, irrespective of changing industry expectations, of course. And we have a new world of youngsters who seek the power of knowledge in transforming their lives and sitting from also distances as well. So we will also encourage that somebody who is sitting in Nepal, or somebody who is sitting in Bangladesh, or somebody is sitting in Indonesia, somebody sitting in Philippines, can also engage and learn something from my lecture. So definitely, sitting at a particular distance, they can also be a good self learner, or they can go through certain philosophies or certain advantages and take the help of as much as they can from the different e-learning techniques of different e-learning platforms. So, of course, we cannot deny that classroom learning is more effective, but not an option anymore. So that's why I'm saying, I'm repeating, being a little bit repetitive in this, that classroom, traditional classroom, conventional classroom, teacher-centric classrooms are having no replacement. But how well we can engage the students and how we can make the students participate in the different activities, different ways to make things more interesting for them. But it is not the single option that everyone will learn coming to the classes. People can learn from the YouTube videos, people can learn from reading the ebooks, people can learn through typing something in Google, and they Google it and they search it everywhere. Say, for example, I'm teaching a particular theorem in a class. The next time I missed out any term, the students can come to me and discuss that this was mentioned in some web page, or it was mentioned in certain ebook. So can you justify for the statement or the difference that you have stated, and why they are stating like this? So definitely, it's not that limited to the hard copy of the books which they are seeking from the library. It's the world is completely open for him. Even sitting at the class, the students can also make a search and try to find out whatever has been discussed in the class, whatever theories, whether that are matching with respect to the reference material which I am giving, or some other reference materials, or some other lecture notes being provided already by any other teacher at different part of the world. So this is how things are happening. So it is not only that if we teach in a class that students will learn. Student can learn in any other option that we are telling. So so basically, we can learn from a distance. Definitely, the students can. There are a few geniuses. Those can learn from sitting at their hostel as well. They can learn from by sitting in the library and learning it from some learning materials that are available in the library, or they can go through some YouTube lecture and learn the matter. Say, for example, I'm teaching a particular course, and those materials he or she have not attended, and he is not able to get good reference material. He wants to learn it on his or her own. Definitely he can make use of the YouTube and the learning materials that are available. So these days it is not limited to learning from a particular class note or a reference material. It is whichever concern, textbooks, e-materials. You can learn from the different exercises given to them, or some assignments given to them. Definitely. And of course, universities and the knowledge leaders, they are able to deliver training to the students in countless innovative ways. Definitely, I'm talking about how interesting you can make the things for the students to learn, and how you can uh, give a motivation to the students for them to pursue that particular subject, develop some knack in electric in certain topics of a course or a particular program. So, of course, how to make use of technologies, how to make the best possible situation, how to create that situation. And I think that body language is also equally important for a teacher. How well his body language is depends upon how well you can deliver, and how interestingly you can deliver a particular topic. You give some analogy. Today also we recall those analogies which were taught by our school teachers. So how we can relate those analogies and make the things learn, and make the things easy for the students. So how well you can put it, how well you can prepare your materials. I think we have another lecture to follow, delivering on the how you will prepare your e-content. Definitely, I can be more detailed in that, related to e-learning procedure as well. So how you can make your engage or make the students participating, make them involved in some discussion, make them go in for certain mode of teaching, and go through some beyond classroom, how can engage them, how can organize some seminars, create some interest, develop some skills. As we were teaching technical courses, it involves some laboratory sessions as well, so how we can well examine them in their laboratory sessions, or how you are connecting your theory with your practical sessions. Definitely that's most important. And people, if they make some hands-on training, if you give them some hands-on training in their practical sessions, they even learn more as compared to. So you can also teach them practicals first. You can go for practical sessions and then teach back the theory. So this is another way of making the things interesting, making the things more interactive, making the engaging the students for different small activities as well. So first of all, coming to certain advantages of e-learning, or certain features or some characteristics which we have for e-learning, which we are taking into. Some features that are most important, or that are I should say that are the major motivation of going for e-learning features. Self-paced, absolutely. So students have different abilities. All students are different, have different abilities to learn. Some learn quickly, some forget quickly also. Some learn slowly, but retention is more. So difference depending upon the speed at which they can adapt, your learning can be self-paced. So students get a chance to either speed up or also slow down at times to learn in his own way, in his or her own way. Self-directed. So you know the what are the skills that need to be developed, what are the different interesting zones, what are the different needs, what is the skill set required, what is the learning outcome of the course, what is the program educational objective of the course that has to be fulfilled by the students, right? So accordingly, you choose your content, you use your appropriate tools, and leading to creating some interest in the students, creating the needs of the students, and also develop some skills in the students. So what can you expect from some e-learning activities? You can expect your analyzing power to increase, the concept building part has to be increased, and also developing some, trying to develop some creativity as a part of the students. So you can engage multiple learning styles. So here is a point that few learn from some YouTube lecture, few learn from some uh, ebooks, few learn from the lectures being delivered by the students, listen to the video of the lectures, few learn from the PPTs provided by the students, or few make their own notes. So different ways of learning styles, that definitely, and different variety of delivery methods that maybe gearing up the interest of the different learners, making it a more effective learning process. Basically, here we are talking about e-learning, but also your e-content sometimes will come, that how do you devise or design your lecture in such a way that it is interesting for the part of the learner. So how you can overcome the geographical barriers, right, through this e-learning procedure. And of course, experiencing, say for example, I'm sitting in India, and I'm doing some course in Coursera from some US universities, right? So of course, so there is no geographical barrier for me now. So of course, with different courses, with different uh, skill set, different learning strategies, definitely we are able to overcome, we'll be able to overcome the different limitations or the shortcomings of the conventional or the traditional classrooms. And of course, 24 by 7 accessibility, definitely. People can access and attend the classes at their own pace, at their own time. And of course, they can have some on-demand learning skills, or on-demand lectures, on-demand discussion sessions, right? So this can happen precisely, this can happen more accurately when it is required, when it is needed. So of course we are in the process of learning through the different means or different ways by virtue of which the learning can be more interactive, the learning can be more useful for the students as well. So some more other features, you are avoiding the travel time. Say for example, nowadays we prefer to go in for virtual conferencing, where we don't where we intend to go, we attend the live sessions, but there is a hybrid learning option that whether we can present online or offline, right? So depending upon that, our traveling time is saved. Sometimes we are having going through a busy schedule at our classes, or examinations or some evaluations are going on, where I need to appear for certain 15-20 minutes to present my conference paper. I can definitely go in for the presentation, and definitely some associated costs related to travel can also be saved. Say for example, I'm going from one place to another, say it's to Y place, I'm going, and I'm spending around 4-5 hours. After that, I have to get myself accommodated in a particular hotel or in a particular guest house. So prior booking must be there. So of course these potential things can be definitely be avoided with the e-learning procedure. At the same time, I think I have I had the privilege to uh, attend online lecture from one of my examiners, and who is a very renowned scientist or renowned mathematician in the area of optimization. So I've been able to listen to him virtually also, and he was delivering from his university in UK, right? So I was also fortunate to attend his lecture online. So traveling time is saved, your associated costs, that is parking facilities, fuel consumption, vehicle maintenance, all will be reduced or eliminated, of course. Overall student costs, that means the students may involve in some residential facilities, may consume something for food or something of that sort. So these costs can also be avoided by learning in online mode. And of course, the cost to companies. There are few companies who are still operating in work from home mode, saving a considerable cost with regard to their training, with regard to the accommodation of their employees, or paying less electricity bills for the different software companies, the multinational companies. They are also working in of online mode as well. So this also involves potentially low cost to the companies as well, whom is providing training to the new budding employees. And of course greater interaction between the student and instructor. Of course there are designated schedules for discussion sessions, designated schedules for classroom discussions, and all those activities will go on. Definitely it will improve the ability of I think both the teacher as well as the student to develop more computational skills, or computer related skills and internet related skills. Of course, right now I'm using the StreamYard being provided by IGP platform. So likewise, I had been using several. GoToWebinar is one of them. Zoom is of course the most preferred option, and of course Google Meet, Google Classroom, all those things have been used by me. So I have also upgraded myself with respect to my computational facilities, with respect to the internet skills that we had been exercising, right? And of course some uh, old philosophy or old pedagogical principles. It draws upon hundreds of years of our well established technique. So of course it's an old philosophy. It is being challenging, of course, and at the same time whatever things that we have learned through from our teachers, that can be delivered more easily, or preparing the content that can be reached to the students. We can have more outreach. Of course, we can have more outreach as well. This is another interesting part. We can have more outreach. Apart from that, we can have the attention of every major university in the world, right? So sitting in India, I can go for a postgraduate program. I can attain a master's degree. A few of our IITs have collaborated with different industries to deliver a postgraduate diploma in data science, and all those types of certification courses, individual courses, degree programs online. So you can sit at anywhere in the world, and you can undergo some major top universities or top 50 institutions in the world, and you can undertake any certification program, any online programs, any online degrees, any individual courses of them by taking the facility of the e-learning, right? So this is how it works. This is how it goes, and these are some of the interesting features that I have discussed today. Now, what are the benefits? How will I get benefited? Your courses, they are accessible as per your schedule, so it is self-paced, right? You can sit at 7 p.m. in the evening and go through the course material, learn it, right? You can go through some video being recorded by your teacher, and you can go through it at any point of time. Even during your leisure time, you can switch on, and provided you have the access of internet, of course. And these days, I don't think that there is any problem anywhere in the world we have the problem of internet, right? So learning is of course self-paced, so you cannot be too slow, it cannot be too fast, so it should be at a particular pace that it is defined. And of course, if you are a working person, if you are learning something, if you are going for a certification course by working somewhere, and take up some PG diploma in executive management program you are doing, so definitely you can do it with some universities, recognized universities, or learning through distance or something of that sort. So of course, your does it, you do not require any physical attendance, right? You have to fulfill the course requirements through some assignments, through some quizzes, through some examinations, right? And by virtue of which they will test your ability, whether you have been able to satisfy their learning outcomes, right? So you can read any materials online, download any materials and read it later, and you are not unbound by place. You can study at your home, at your workplace, even at the road while traveling also. You can put the switch, you can put the video on, you can learn while traveling as well, right? So everywhere yeah, you have the access everywhere, convenience and portability. That's why we are calling it. It has made e-learning portable. It has made that whichever way you want to learn, you can do it, right? So it can be self-paced. It does not require any physical attendance. It is of course requiring accessibility as per your schedule, and you can sit anywhere, at your home, at your workplace, at your traveling time. You can attend those lectures, you can attend those materials, you can read through the materials, download them at any point of time, and you can access them for lifetime sometimes. Okay. Cost and selection. This is another benefit. You can choose from a wide range of courses depending upon your needs. Whether it's a degree program, whether it's you want to opt for any vocational course, you want to do any certification program, and of course continuing education, definitely. So even these days, I also attend the lectures when I'm free in the evening time, say between 7:30 p.m. or maybe some courses in UK, which take place normally at their convenient time at 4 o'clock. We have it at 9:30. So sometimes it's 9:30 to 10:30, when after dinner I can attend that. I can keep upgrading myself in different activities as well. So it can be individual courses as well. There is no bound that so much so enrollments should be there for the particular course, right? So as per the budget, what fits your budget, you can select your course. You can go for a wide range of prices that fits your budget, right? You can go back to your school to get a degree, learn a new skill, learn a new craft, definitely, or simply have it for fun. So from arts, from zoology, whatever things you want to learn online at a price range that fits your budget, you can do it. So definitely your selection for the particular course, particular degree, particular vocational course, particular certificate programs, whatever you want to do, you can access that fits your budget, that fits your selection, right? So whatever degree that you want to pursue, and that meets your demand, definitely. If you are a working professional and if you want to pursue your MBA by undergoing some executive program or something of that sort, you can also always do it. And of course it is self-paced, it is at an affordable price. I had joined one certification program which was free of cost for delivery. Only for the examinations you have to pay the fees, right? So there are different types of offers being provided by different universities. You can undergo that. Coursera is absolutely for learning, it's absolutely free. But if you want to earn a certificate, if you want to do it for a certification part, definitely you have to fulfill certain requirements of the course. That means you have to submit certain assignments, some quizzes, or some examinations that are there. And of course, uh, for getting a certificate, you need to enroll and you need to pay the price. So you look at your budget, and there are several courses. Say, for example, I want to do a course on artificial intelligence. There are 90 plus courses or 100 plus courses available, right? So which university do you prefer, right? Which degree you value more, whether it's on rank or whether it's a duration of the course that you are eyeing at, definitely go ahead. So depending upon your needs, depending upon how you can continue your education, how you want to continue education, in which certifications which are important for your professional development, of course you can go ahead. And we have different price range. You can click to the prices that fit your budget, definitely go ahead for it. Flexibility, once again, we call it flexible courses. That means it involves some learning procedure that is depends upon your preference, your needs, your level of understanding, and of course it must be student centric. That is what we started with through our previous interaction with the participants of IGP. We have already shared this student centric learning a few days back. And once again, we are coming back because these are not separate terms, these are not separate terminologies. These are all in a nutshell that we are talking about. We are talking about student centric learning. We'll be talking about today, we have talked about today on e learning. And in the next lecture, perhaps we'll be sometimes at certain times, we'll be talking about how do you prepare your quality e content to deliver, being from the teacher's perspective, of course. You have the we may choose that whether I'll go in for the option of a self-study course or whether I'll go for an instructor-led course. Of course you have that option too. So in such a way that we design our e-learning platforms in such a way that it is flexible for you, that whether you want to go in for an instructor-led or a self-study course. Of course, if you feel comfortable with a self-study course with some online discussion sessions, that can also do your job, right? Or you want to go through some weekend classes, like uh, in weekends we have some executive MBA programs going on. So definitely you can engage in that depending upon whether you want an instructor to facilitate knowledge, whether you can attend them regularly throughout the duration of the course. You can go in for the instructor-led course, or you can also attend a self-study course and uh, go through the assignments and pass the exams. Of course, depends upon your choice. And if you skip over all the materials, you already know you can skip those. You can focus on the topics that you would like to learn, definitely, and make use of the best possible tools that best suits you. Someone likes to learn from YouTube, someone wants to learn from ebooks, someone wants to learn from hard copy other books by taking printouts, right? So whichever way you want to learn is absolutely flexible. The systems, the courses are designed in such a way that it is student centric. It develops some higher order skills, higher order thinking skills rather in a students. I think we are done with flexibility in the different designed courses. Now, let me go for higher retention. So, online definitely will online learning procedure will definitely draw you to certain topics that you would like to enjoy, like to learn, right? So, of course, what you enjoy, what you learn, what you like, if it is to your liking, of course, you will also retain it for a longer period of time. So, the different ways of delivery methods should be such that it should be attractive for the different types of learners so that they are able to retain more frequently in a better way as compared to the conventional or the traditional classroom. So this is how you have to design your course. This is the responsibility of the instructors now, of the teachers now, of the educators now, that how well you map your delivery methods, how well you design your delivery techniques such that the students will feel like enjoying and feel like learning, and they will be also retaining it further as compared to the conventional classrooms. Better collaboration, of course, technology tools make the student collaboration amongst students very, they are much easy to interact. They can be combined in a WhatsApp group, they can be combined in a Telegram channel, and they can do some project work which involves collaborative learning. And online environment provides greater flexibility and better comfort zone for some learners, which normally we do not do face to face, right? But each and every member of the group must be sincere enough to deliver his or her part. Of course, that provision must be there. So better way of understanding through collaborative learning. So in the e-learning mode or in the e-learning procedure, what we are trying to deliver for the last 1.5 hours, that we are trying to make our technology tools in such a way that there can be better collaboration between the students, and there can be involvement of these students in some collaborative work, working on some assignments, working on some projects, or preparing for any conference paper or likewise, which we can do without the use of face-to-face discussions. So all can be done through the different platforms, online platforms available, but each and every member, I'm cautioning this particular part, that each and every member must be sincere and deliver his or her part effectively. Now, once again, another important benefit, one of the striking benefits, that it creates more global opportunities. E-learning creates more global opportunities. Now you are at the fingertips, at your fingertips with online learning. So the technologies that we are going to use, the online materials, the instructional designers, they have the ability to build the tools to take you to the resources which you have never seen almost in a traditional or in the conventional classrooms. So of course, the way that you are putting the things, the way you are designing your e-content in such a way that they can be more interactive, it can be more participative, the students will like to enjoy, they want to learn more, and they you are able to create that spark in the student to ignite the students to learn more. So once again, it is a global opportunity that the e-learning can create. So of course, wave applications. So finally, we are at the concluding phase, and I think within 5-10 minutes, we'll be concluding the entire scenario which we have discussed so far. We have started with the background of the evolution, then we discussed about the different features of e-learning procedure. We talked about the different benefits that e-learning can provide us, how we can connect with a person, how we can correct make collaborations with foreign countries, make it's also for the researchers, it's also for the educators as well to make collaboration through the e-learning platforms, right? So they have definitely a positive impact on the education system these days. That's why we have named our title as how will it help the teaching and learning process in the contemporary education system, or rather I should say that how it will have impact on the higher education system. So rapidly creating some new challenges for the instructors as well as the learners by learning through online techniques. So definitely we have also learned a lot in the last 2-3 years due to the pandemic situation and post pandemic times. Also at certain point of time there was a risk that we should not come in contact with the students, we cannot have direct classrooms environment, right? So we also went online, we also went offline at times, and we had discussion sessions of the different researchers going online, right? Discussion sessions with the students during the pandemic situation. I also published papers or conferences, or even presented in different conferences through the online mode, of course. But of course, we do admit that traditional classrooms are definitely cannot be a replacement for the online learning procedure. It's how you can make use of the technology that has been developed over the last 2 or 3 years down the line, how we can make use of them to improve our e-learning abilities, our reference materials, our content, delivery content. And of course, there is a need for e-learning to identify some of the challenges, to consider the best practices that ensures the instructor to create such an ambience to make the learning uh, I think motivational for the students as well. Of course, we can understand the challenges associated. Of course, with e-learning, it is important to define the term e-learning means, what it means. So there is some reference which help define e-learning as an instruction mode by virtue of which we can deliver through the help of technologies, and which will intend to promote our learning process. Of course, teaching and learning in an e-learning environment, of course, it will happen differently than the traditional classrooms that we had been telling you. And of course, traditional classrooms cannot be replaced provided any person who wishes to engage himself or herself for any continuing education program or any certification program, but the basic skills must be there in the on the part of the students as well. So it will create, definitely pose new challenges. And of course, entire certification program that are going for the global universities, the top universities, they are also going for certain e-learning platforms, certain certification programs that are, just as I told you, Coursera is a very important platform where you can go through any course material free of cost. But once you want to have a certificate for it, definitely you have to enroll for the course, and that involves some fees. So technology assisted. So we are more dependent on technology. So for example, now I am delivering from my office, right? So if I don't have an internet connectivity, how will I deliver? Right? So definitely some technology assisted learning tools must be there. How well I have prepared my PowerPoint presentation, how we can make the things interesting, how we can give some examples, how we can showcase with some diagrams, some tutorial, representations, right? So how you can involve your students, how you can involve your participants in the two-way traffic. Of course, it's not a one-way traffic that I'm discussing right now. And at the end, you raise some questions, you raise some queries. Definitely, it is a blended way of learning the things. So altogether, it's a new learning experience that we can face. And possible challenges, definitely, for the instructors, for the learners as well. Also, sometimes some constraints with respect to technology, some constraints with respect to the network that he or she is using. Definitely there is a challenge, and we have to upgrade ourselves. And of course, time is not far that we will be going for both the forms of learning, online and offline learning together, in almost all higher education systems. Thank you so much. I think we can move to the host for any queries.
Um, Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker. After your presentation, I hope everyone can learn from your presentation. Our only intention is learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seekers. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation.
It's my pleasure, of course, to deliver on such a prestigious platform of IGP as well.
Okay, sir, thank you. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the
Sure.
one valuable part of our regular webinars. Honorable sir, please stay with us, and after a short video, we'll be back in our session part two, which is question answer part. Okay, sir.
Fine.
Uh, Dear IGP knowledge seekers, ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. After short video, we'll be back again. So please enjoy everyone our question answer session. Welcome back again. Dear participant, please ask your question in our comment box. After question answer, we have webinar certificate and online quiz competition. Uh, Hello, sir. Welcome back once again.
Yes, please.
Sir, our first question from Blue Sky. How can an educator understand what type of learner their student is in a e-learning? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. There are persons from different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds as well, different demographic locations as well, which and preferably there must be some eligibility criteria for different e-learning certifications, right? So, of course. We must understand that whether a learner can be fast or learner can be slow. So, of course, we have to deliver our learning materials in such a manner that it is understandable by each and every type of learner. So, we have to be communicative enough. We have to be preparing a material good enough for understanding the behavior of the learners as well. So, of course, eligibility criteria is there, but certain cultural backgrounds we have diversified cultural backgrounds in India as well. So we also are sometimes not sure in our traditional conventional classrooms that which background a student is from or which boards the student have studied and come up, and what type of learning skills the students have. So we also experience these type of things in our traditional classrooms, and of course in e-learning also we also understand, and depending upon what an educator can understand and frame the learning materials for the students in the learning environment.
Thank you, sir. Dear participant, we are waiting for your question. If you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. Our speaker will answer those questions. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. Sir, I think there is no more question.
Okay. Okay.
Once again, thank you so much, Honorable Sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with the new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable Sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Fine.
Honorable Sir, before we move to the next level of certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Honorable Sir, as a knowledge seekers, time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of a regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an all-in quiz competition and quiz certification. So now we'll go for our certification process. After short video, we come back again. So please stay with us. Dear participants, it's time for our certification process. Now I give you certificate code. Today our program name is e-learning, teaching and learning in contemporary education system, and our code is IGP4365. Our code is IGP4365. Without code, no one is eligible for certificate. Without code, no one is eligible for certificate. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime, and our code is IGP4365. IGP4365. Now, I tell you how to claim your certificates. First, you have to go www.eduigp.com. Then you have to click sign in. Then log in if you are already have an account, or create new account if you are new. Once you log in, click see webinars and select the webinar title. And our today webinar title is e-learning, teaching and learning in contemporary education system. And click continue courses and get enrolled if you have not enrolled yet, and type the code in your certificate code box. Our today code is IGP4365 and click get your certificates. It's auto downloadable in PDF file already. Just check it in your file manager or download folder. And don't forget to leave a review in our Facebook page, website and Google. Dear eligible seekers, time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. After short video, we'll start our quiz competition. In the meantime, you have to join in our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is even. And don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. Let's play the video, and after short video, we'll be back again. So please stay with us. Welcome back again, everyone. It's time for our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is even. And the code is even. We encourage everyone to join our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is even. We will pick your name from Slido, so join with your full name, which will directly print on certificate. And top 10 will be awarded with quiz comprehension certificate. Already 38 people joined with us. Please everyone join in our quiz session and enjoy our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com, then you have to enter the code. Then you have to enter the code and the code is EVEN event. And don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. Top 10 we awarded with quiz comprehension certificate. So please join everyone and enjoy our quiz session. After 2 minutes later restart, so please quickly join in our session. To join our quiz session, first you have to browse www.slido.com, then you have to enter the code and the code is EVEN event. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, it's time for our quiz session. To join our online quiz competition, please follow my instruction carefully. First, you have to go www.slido.com and find today's quiz or scan this QR code for direct join. And quiz code is EVEN, even EVEN. Now we'll start our quiz session. Our first question is in medieval Japan and medieval Europe, the feudal system was dominated by option 1 middle class merchants, second option warrior architect, and the correct answer is option 2 warrior aristocrats, and 37% people are right. Now moving to the next question, and the question is which economic system is shown in the diagram? Option 1 laissez-faire capitalism, second option mercantilism. Which economic system is shown in the diagram? Is it option 1 laissez-faire capitalism, second option mercantilism? And the correct answer is option 2, and 35% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is the caste system and the feudal system are similar in that both. Option 1 promoted peace and prosperity. Second option is provided structure for society. The caste system and the feudal system are similar in that both. Is it option 1 or option 2? What is the correct answer for this question from this option? And the correct answer is option 2, and 33% people are right. Now move to the next question. And the question is which system developed as a result of the commercial revolution in Europe? Is it option 1, market economy? Second option is absolutism. Which system developed as a result of the commercial revolution in Europe? Is it option 1 market economy, second option absolutism? And the correct answer is option 1 market economy, and 84% people are right. Our fifth question is which economic system ex- exists in Europe during the early Middle Ages? Option 1 manorialism, second option is feudalism. And the correct answer is option 1 mannerism, and only 9% people are right. Move to the next question. And our sixth now question is the European feudal system was option 1 supported by the labor of peasants. Second option is intended to provide opportunity for social mobility. The European feudal system was, is it option or option 2? And the correct answer is option 1 supported by the labor of peasants, and 44% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is medieval life in Europe was characterized by Option 1, limited social mobility. Second option is a strong central government. Medieval life in the Europe was characterized by option 1, a limited social mobility or a strong central government. And the correct answer is option 1, and 43% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is, and Europe, a long-term effect of the curse was option 1, an increased demand of goods from the east. Second option is increased European isolation. And the correct answer is option 1, and 63% people are right. Our ninth question is, why did the Renaissance begin in Italy? Option 1, roots of the Roman Empire are revived. Second option is Italian city-states are centers of trade and manufacturing. And the correct answer is option 2. And 51% people are right. Now I go for our last question. In Europe, a long-term effect of the crisis was option 1, an increased demand of goods from the east. Second option is increased European isolation. And the correct answer is option 1, and 79% people are right. Congratulations, Joel Apico Barnaser. He's our top one. Then we have in second position we have Flomi Raghul. Then in third position we have Nika Gina Javair. In fourth position we have Michelle Tarashina. In fifth position we have Hannah Kaiza Sibeli. Congratulations, our top 10 quiz competition winner. Congratulations again. Slide will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group. And our page and group name is Institution of Global Professional. Congratulations again. Today's top 10 quiz competition winner. We have all of your name which you entered during joining. We'll pick your name and paper certificate and we'll post them on our Facebook official page within 15 minutes. And our Facebook page and group name is Institution of Global Professional. At the moment of our session, we can say properly fail your skill. Never stop learning because life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. And we want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, once again, thanks to all IGP Knowledge Seeker for your active participation as always. See you in our next session. Thank you. Till then, stay happy and blessed.